From the top of the Tower Studios, 76 floors above Lake Washington, this is Seafair Stories. Real conversations, local legends, and behind the scenes moments from Seattle's favorite summer tradition. Because Seafair isn't just a festival, it's a way of life. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Emily Cantrell, President and CEO of Seafair Charitable Foundation. And joining us today is yet another one of our longtime volunteers, Mariana Matthews. We couldn't do what we do without our volunteers, so it makes perfect sense that we've been hearing from our volunteers. We will continue to hear from a number of them on this podcast. So thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me here. I enjoy it.
Well, tell us, how and when did you first get involved with Seafair?
I first started with Seafair because I had to. It wasn't something that I wanted to do or knew anything about, but I worked for the Seattle Police Department at the time, and I had a post that was monitoring who was coming in and out, and it just, that's how I got to meet people, and that's how I got to meet a lot of the volunteers who invited me to come on in. So I did. They knew that I had 6 a.m. roll call every morning, and so they said, why don't you just stay here? We'll help you put your vehicle somewhere where, and that way you can just stay here, and in the mornings you can go to your roll call. And that's what I did. And so at night I would help them with security or whatever they needed, and during the day I would stand in my post and watch people and make sure everybody was safe and who could come in and who could not. So. Yeah.
And how long ago was that? How many years have you now been?
That was in 1983. So it's been a while.
And you've been volunteering ever since.
I have.
So what inspired you to take on the role of volunteer event chair for Seafair Weekend Festival, which is a huge ordeal?
Well, it did take a little bit of thought when I was asked to do that. And once I really thought about it, I thought, you know what, I have so much experience and knowledge that I think I could help to make this as good as it can get. So that and just all the wonderful people, all the other volunteers that I work with, I knew it could be a win-win situation all the way around.
And you work with volunteers responsible for everything from dock and log boom setup to pit layout, fire preparedness. What would you say, given everything that's involved in putting on Seafair, what's the biggest misconception that people have about what it takes to make Seafair happen?
I don't think 99% of the people out there have a clue what it takes to put on such a huge event, unless you're behind the scenes and part of it. And even those people, even the volunteers we've had for years, know their role, but they don't really even understand everything that it takes, because it's like building a city. That's the way I look at it. You're building a city, both the land part and the water part. So everything from the ground up, we're building, and then once that city is built, then we have to manage it. We have to just to make sure, maintain everything. And that's I think that people don't understand, have a clue that it takes almost 1,000 volunteers to put Seafair together for the Seafair weekend. I'm just talking just the weekend.
So walk us through all of that. What does it look like? When do you start planning?
The day after Seafair is over.
So you have no time off. It's right into the next season.
Mm-hmm.
And then tell us, as you start to explain this, but what are the water side and the land side teams responsible for?
Sure. Water side, just as it says, it's everything to do with the water, but it has to do with the log boom, which are all the boats and all the people that come to, all our guests that come, and there's no log boom out there, just out there, so it has to be built.
It doesn't magically appear?
No, it doesn't just magically appear. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. But not only is it a bunch of logs, but you've got anchors and you've got all those things that need to be done and need to be done correctly so that everybody stays safe. So we have that, and then Waterside also has their shore patrol. So those are boats that go back and forth to make sure that all of our audience and people that are in the water, that are playing in the water, because there's areas that kids can be in or families can be in the water, that they stay in a safe distance. And that during the races, when the actual boats are racing, that people are out of area, that they're going to get into trouble or have anything happen. They also have safety teams. So we have to be prepared just in case something happens. So we've got boats that are out there that are qualified to help with any kind of emergency that we might have. So there's a little bit of everything. It takes approximately 75 volunteer boats during Seafair weekend to cover all those things that I just talked about. So, yeah.
Okay, so now that we understand both of those sides, walk us through. Let's pretend that it's the Monday after Seafair weekend. You just completed a season. So walk us through what happens next and what it takes to build that city.
Okay, to build the city. Okay, and so I just talked about the water. So the land side, so we have to build that city from the land side. So, Seafair staff and those people, they make sure all the permits and all the legal stuff and things, sponsors and things happen. But we as volunteers, what we do is, again, building that city. So making sure there's companies that put up fences, but it's volunteers who make sure that they're in the right place, that everything is done correctly. We have security that we need. So we have security in what we call the pit section, and that's where all the hydroplanes are. So in that same area, there's where the hydroplanes are, we call it the hot pits, and that's an area that they're actually working on boats. So we have, we have youth, a lot of youth besides adults that are part of our security team, like law enforcement explorers and fire cadets that stand actually in the openings to make sure that people don't go into where they're not supposed to be, to keep them safe, also to make sure people aren't smoking, that type of thing. But then we also have everything else that needs to be built. So we have the parking lots that need to be put together. It seems like it's nothing, you just park a car, but that's not true. So, we have volunteers that get out there early in the morning and they put things together and they make sure that there's room and make sure there's not something out there that shouldn't be, and directing traffic. We have people that are forklift drivers. Our forklift drivers are there and they help to move all of our equipment. So you've got equipment, everything from, we have storage units that we keep things in for our resources. Resources is where people eat. That's where our volunteers, it's like a restaurant for volunteers. And those are run by volunteers also, so the cooks are volunteers. So they do everything with help with that. They also help to, if we have to move an RV or a trailer, and it needs to be put just so we can put enough together and have that plan in force that they can go ahead and help us with those type of things. There's just an abundance of things that they do, even just forklift drivers. You're always hearing on the radio, we need another forklift driver here or there. So they're helping with the boats, they're helping with everything. Carpenters, plumbers, we have a little bit of everything, actually. Again, it's truly like a city. That's what I feel. We have areas that are actually, there are volunteers that are staying for a whole week, that they stay in RVs. So we've got someone there that's kind of the campground. We call it campground, even though you can't have a tent. But they're campground keepers. So they're watching over that. We have people that are they're in charge of what we call the family cars. So we have cars that belong to volunteers that are set for emergencies. So they have everything inside of them in case we need to help families get to a hospital or get to somewhere. So we've got someone in charge of that to make sure that happens and that the cars have everything equipped inside of them. Everything from Kleenex to anything else that might be needed, water, those type of things. So it's a little bit of just absolutely everything that we have. And then we have our folks that are actually the admissions people. That's what I'm trying to say. So as folks first get there, they're going to have their things scanned. They're going to have their tickets scanned or answer questions in the neighborhood. They help answer questions for the neighborhoods when they come. People that live in the neighborhood and they want to know how and what and where and when. So again, just a little bit of everything. Once that city is built, though, to me, now we're going to start the party. This is a party, and that's what I feel like. I feel like this event it's one of the biggest parties in the Pacific Northwest, and what an exciting thing that is to be part of that. So then we do everything from making sure that everybody knows what to do in case of emergency, or if we have a lost parent or a child, what we need to do, and just having fun. We're absolutely having fun. And I think that's the other main thing, is to remember we're working hard, but this needs to be enjoyable for all volunteers. Yeah.
That moment that it all comes together, the moment that you're describing and the fun begins, like, how does that, what's the feeling that you're experiencing? What goes through your mind?
Oh, it's a fantastic feeling. A fantastic feeling once it all starts coming together. Proud. It's that intrinsic reward that you get when it's happening. There's not a whole lot of time during the event to really feel a lot of that, because you're so busy running around doing all the different things and troubleshooting that needs to happen. But as soon as it's over, and even at night, once every evening when we get together and we have a little meeting to find out what's happened during the day and what we can improve, and what went well, what maybe didn't go well. That's the time that we say thank you, and that's the time everybody can feel really proud of everything they've done. Yeah.
And these volunteers, they're coming back year after year. What do you think makes that experience so meaningful?
I think for a lot of people, it's like a family reunion each year when they get back together. It truly is like a family reunion, and they are, and we are all family. Some get along better than others, just like in any family. But yes, it's just a great thing, a great feeling. We just had a leadership meeting recently, or a meeting, and one of the questions on the questionnaire was, what brings you back year after year? Or what is your expectation, or what is it you look most forward to for this next Seafair? And they all said family. In one way or another, they said family, friends, get together, but it all meant the same thing. It all meant the same thing, and so it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling.
And some of these volunteers, I mean, it's year-round work. However, a lot of them actually, they use 2 weeks of vacation each year right around Seafair Weekend Festival.
Absolutely.
Just love it
They
that
do,
much.
Yeah, they love it that much that they'll take their vacation time and come. And again, like I say, it's like a reunion, a family reunion, and you're all working together towards the same goal. And I think that's what it is. That we're all there for the same reason, to have a safe, fun event for the community.
And amidst the chaos, because chaos happens
Yes,
when
it
you're
does.
planning something like this, how do you stay calm and grounded throughout these times? I mean, you're overseeing all of these volunteers, really important operations. So what do you do when things get hectic?
Well, first, I'm very lucky that I have the way that we have structured everything, that I have leadership, folks that are in leadership that are very, very good. So keeping communication open. For myself, I'm very lucky with a lot of the experience that I have, both in emergencies or just everyday life type things. So just trying to stay calm, listening to your volunteers, and accepting what it is that they have to say, and then helping them to work through that one way or another. So, yeah.
And where are you finding that you're getting some of the newer volunteers from these days?
It's still a challenge. And we are trying to go to different organizations, the bigger organizations like Expedia, Amazon, those type of places, Boeing, getting people from there, but also just the general public, getting the word out. And I think that's where we're missing right now, is we still need to do a lot of talking and getting people and letting people know, the media, the publicity, that to let people know this is what happens, this is how it works. And what I would say to a new volunteer is, even if you decide, okay, I'm needed as a parking person, which is not the most fun job, but you go there with an open mind. You do it for that first year, and you're still going to have time to go around and see what everybody else is doing and ask questions. And it doesn't mean you have to do that same thing the next year. So the next year you may decide to do something else and get a little bit of taste of how everything goes.
And you have some family members that are out there volunteering with you, correct?
I do. I'm very lucky. Almost all of my family is involved. Everything from my youngest grandson, who is 13 now, and actually my mother, who helps not necessarily with the weekend, but she helps at our holiday cruise that Seafair does. And she just turned 91 years old. And it's so important to her that we can't schedule vacations to go anywhere or do anything because she says, no, we have to be there. So, yes, like I said, I'm very lucky. My granddaughter, my son, I have two sons that come down. One actually has a boat. He and his wife shuttle the VIP, so some of the Blue Angels. So that's kind of a real cool thing for them. So, yeah. It's like I say, I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky that I have all of them.
What would you say, this won't happen, but if Seafair were to disappear tomorrow, what would that mean to the city and this region?
Oh, I think it would be such a shame. I don't think people would realize what they would be missing. Absolutely. It's been an iconic festival and event for so many years. And unfortunately, not necessarily unfortunately, but we have so many other things going on now that it's kind of fallen a little bit behind, but we're getting better. We're getting it, like the motto says, it's
bigger, better,
bigger,
bolder.
better, bolder. Yeah, I absolutely feel that this year. Absolutely, and I love that. Absolutely. So, yeah, I think that would be a very, very sad day. Very sad day for so many people. So many people.
And in your mind, 5-10 years from now, where do you want to see Seafair?
Oh my gosh, I don't know if it can get any bigger and better and bolder than it has been. I want it to definitely continue on, absolutely continue on. And also hoping that more volunteers, what has happened is that volunteers bring more family members and friends in, that we have more of that start to happen again. Just the times and with COVID and all the different things that happened, I think we've kind of lost a little bit of that. So we need to get that back. And so maybe by that time, we'll be able to build that back up. Yeah.
And any words for people who are new to the city, who have never experienced Seafair, anything that you would want to tell them so that they can come check out an event, or what kind of words of encouragement would you share?
Oh, I'd say come and be prepared for anything. There's everything for anybody that wants anything. So the air show is fantastic. Watching races, and I'm talking about the boat races, the hydroplane races. There's a car show for people who are car enthusiasts. Come and see that. If you just like to eat, there's a lot of food. We're going to have entertainment. I mean, there's really a little bit of everything for anybody that anybody wants. So come and enjoy. Come see me. Come see me. I'll make sure that you have a nice time. That's all.
Another guest said to keep an open mind, which is along the lines of what you said.
Mm-hmm.
You never know what you're going to find.
Exactly.
All right. Is there anything else that you want to share about what being a part of Seafair means to you personally, or what you wish the public knew?
Oh, again, it's personally, I love events, and this is the event. This is the event. I think everything that's happened in the past, all my skill, all the experience I've had, has led me to where I am right now. I don't know if there's anything bigger, better out there, to be honest with you. So, and for anyone coming up, again, when I started out, I didn't even know what Seafair was. You know, I was just standing there doing traffic control. So, so come and see what it's like. Just experience it. And it's gotten better. In the old days, people got to bring in all their own alcohol, and it wasn't quite as fun. Now it's really family friendly and a lot of fun. You don't have to worry about, drunks and all those different things. So, yeah, well, make sure you have a good time.
Well, thank you so much for everything that you do. We appreciate you, and we'll be seeing a lot of you throughout this summer.
Absolutely. Come see me. Everybody come see me.
You've been listening to Seafair Stories, coming to you from the Top of the Tower studios, overlooking the waters and parks where the magic happens. Stay tuned for more episodes all year long as we introduce you to the people, the passions, and the pulse behind Seattle's most iconic summer celebration. Thanks to our producer and editor, Evan Slaybaugh. We'll see you next time.